back a little bit about defining oneself. I think about years ago, you working for the Oilers, me kind of supporting that in terms of, I had all the reasons in the world to be a jealous significant other, young, beautiful wife working with multi-millionaire NHL hockey players, hundreds of them over the years. And like I had to really, I guess didn't have to do anything, but I could have been very, very jealous a lot of times. I mean, think about that, but I never
Sometimes I
was.
wish you were.
What's that?
Sometimes I wish you were jealous.
Maybe. But the thing is I didn't. I was just realizing that this is who you had to be and how you had to go. And then I started looking at how do we define ourselves? And that was really the body of work. What is the definition and how do you want to be and how do you want to be known or what do you want to be known for? And, I look at over all of these years, the one thing I've always tried to be is a really strong proponent for powerful women. I remember back in those years just how beat up you got. Who are you? You're a woman in a man's world. And it used to piss me off because I'm going, like, you have no clue who this woman is. And so, of course, now, I've got a daughter, I've got a granddaughter, I had three sisters, my wife and friends. I really wanted to be, and I felt very passionate and strong about, my choices, which was to say, no, I want to stand for women who are powerful. And, you men who can't take it, step to the side. Like it was really pissing me off, the attitude that so many men had around powerful women. It was intimidating to them. And for me, it was like, this is cool stuff. So, but those were decisions. I could have been, and I could have gone down a more, I guess, common path or traditional path of masculinity, perhaps, where women needs to stay home. I don't know what the belief system was. My point is that was a decision by me that I got really passionate about. But that, I think about many years later and where we even sit today. I mean, consider how many women that are in our life that we've supported in being very successful as women in their careers and in their businesses.
Oh man, I'm so glad you brought that up. I mean, all we have to do is look at the pool parties. There's you and all these beautiful women.
That's true.
And every single one of them adores you and loves you and holds you in a space of just knowing that you are that stand. And for the guys that are listening out there, is that I don't think it was easy for you. I mean, when you were defending me, even to some of your business partners and friends and even your family, I was doing things that were really out there and you just had my back. And I mean, I know why, because I'm amazing, but you had my back in a way that I think took a stand for not just me, but for who you were going to be in our relationship and how you were going to support me. And I mean, we've been tested over the years, 100%, but that's normal. And I think, but had we not had that foundation and decided who we were going to be as a couple and how, I hear the term now, power couple, thrown out and all that stuff. And I'm like, no, we're not. We're just a couple of bumpkins that just love each other and want to do the best we can and support the shit out of each other to be their best. And you know what? Part of that is what brings us our biggest fights is when I see you not being your best self and owning that side of you that is powerful and clearly a man of his word and of integrity. And if you've ever compromised that, I can smack you pretty hard. And I know that's not easy.
No, it's not easy. So, through all of this, I don't know where we go on these podcasts and in these conversations, but ultimately, when we look at the future state or our future self, it really is intentional. And sometimes we just have to take the time to think about it and realize that, are we living our best life? And what is living our best life is when we're being true to ourselves, when we're actually being the contribution we want to be, where we are showing up and gaining the reputation that we want to gain, when we show up and are being the decision maker, the leader, the person that we see ourselves as being capable of, or even if we're looking at somebody that we admire and going, no, if he can do it or she can do it, I can do it too. Well, then you have to intentionally make that decision and set the trajectory for going there, because it's not a switch that you flip. It's actually a journey that you go on. And when you're working backwards from being and showing up a certain way, achieving certain results, what does it take to achieve those results? We often talk about, what is success? And immediately people go to, what is my life and what is my lifestyle and what is my bank account? All good, whatever it is for you. But the point is it, how do you have to show up? Who do you have to be to actually achieve that result? And that is really what this conversation is all about. When we look at creating your future state, your future self, it is by design, it is intentional. When we do the work we do within the Shift program, which was kind of where we started this, it really is creating a context for your life by design, intentionally going through all 7 areas of your life and looking at it in a powerful way, so that if you're that parent that wants to be a stand for your children in a certain way or for your family, you design it, you define it, you go, no, this is it. And this is the journey I'm going to go on. This is how I'm going to show up. And that takes a commitment to being your best self. It actually takes an investment in yourself of time, of energy, of coaching, perhaps. But it really does take a very intentional decision to say, no, this is the journey that I'm going to go on. And so I pass it over to you. Any final wise words that you want to share?
Well, thanks for that. I think the wise, I don't know. I feel like as I get older, I'm less smart, but maybe I'm more wise. There's a way to look at this entire conversation around future self is that it starts today. As much as we need to be present in the moment, we also have to be linking to the future, and the future
Mm.
state of what we want to show up as and who we want to be will start to give us clues. And setting that goal and setting that intention and that desired outcome starts to give feedback and clues as to what's working and what's not working in your life. And if you keep ending up with a result you don't like, there's a chance that you, I don't know, could be working on the definition of insanity, as our dear Einstein said, is to maybe it's time to take a different tact, to take a different road, to turn left instead of turn right. Try something new, because you can set a goal, you can decide to go somewhere, and any path will get you there. You can do a whole bunch of ziggity zags, but the trajectory, or if you really want to live a life of design and excellence, it's a straight line. It's really simple. Life's not a straight line, but excellence is a straight line, and it's calm and it's quiet. And the clues come from setting the intention of the context for your life from a future state. And I really want to focus on that. And if people have questions on that, email us at ceo@raincanada.com, because I know that I believe that this is going to activate some really interesting questions and some curiosity from our listeners. And I hope it leads to joining us in Shift and maybe, engaging more in Mindset Matters community. But I want to invite people to think about who they're being today, and are they on the correct, not the right, but the correct trajectory to their future state and who they want to be in the future. None of this is guaranteed. None of us are given a life beyond this moment, but we're all given the opportunity to set a life of how we want to show up in the world and the difference we want to make. So reach out to us, and hopefully we'll see you in Shift. And then, Hun, I'm excited about our next conversation.
Beautiful. Be intentional. Look into the future 10 years. Who do you want to be? Make a note. Set 3 priorities. Start there.